guys, I'm EMKWAN and today I have with me this beauty. This is the Ascend P7 by a Chinese manufacturer called Huawei, and it combines the best of hardware and software and offers a flagship style Android experience. Now I'm going to take you on a journey with me and give you a feel for using this device in this detailed review. One of the first things you'll notice about the Ascend P7 is the eye-catching design. It has some serious corners, and it's made up of textured aluminium on the sides with a flat pane of toughened glass at the back. Now, the P7 is seriously thin too. It measures in at 6.5 millimeters. Now that's thin enough without being too thin, like some other phones on the market. The screen on the P7 is made up of a 5-inch 1080p IPS LCD display, and that displays colors beautifully and naturally. So you're getting 441 ppi pixel density to give what you're looking at super sharp details. Now, as well as that, the various viewing angles of the phone are great without distracting from the display itself. And the screen with the hardware makes it surprisingly easy to use with one-handed use. Now, the power volume buttons, as well as the access to pop-up microSD and SIM slots, are all elegantly tucked away, and they're all placed on the right side of the phone. And that adds to the overall aesthetics, and it means that it's really a simple, very clean, crisp, clear design. Now at the back, we can see that the logo is quite prominent, and you have a camera there, and we'll talk about the camera and take a closer look at it a little later. But the back houses the 2500 milliamp battery, which is designed to help keep you powered throughout the day for your various needs. Internally, it has some power that's down to a custom-made high-silicon Kirin 910T, basically a quad-core 1.8 GHz CPU. So check this. What powers the Ascend P7 is Android 4.4.2, and on top of that, a very interesting user interface that I think sets it apart from majority of the other Android smartphones out there, and that's a user interface that they call Emotion UI. So what is this Emotion UI? Well, for one, it fundamentally changes the way you use your phone. So apps are laid out on your screens without the need for an app tray, and this is something that might get some getting used to. It also offers customizable options in the way of themes that you can use to personalize the experience of your phone. And more available themes can be downloaded online and found on various forums. It's actually a joy to use and makes both the navigation and access to apps very easy. It's got a very functional, very clean approach to how the operating system displays information, how you would go through various options and settings, and as well as that, it adds a slightly different angle and edge to the device and to Android itself. Now, I do want to talk about how Emotion UI helps in terms of battery life. So it has a range of useful features that alert you about apps and services that are battery heavy, and that gives you the choice, allowing you to either turn them off or at least know about them, which is quite helpful. And it also helps extend battery life when you're running really low by actually turning off features that you might not need, and I think that's a useful addition to have with a smartphone. Now, the P7 sports a 13 megapixel rear camera with LED flash, which is going to help in those low light situations, producing good quality pictures. Now, the front facing camera is 8 megapixel, and that's for all your selfie needs. The camera on both the front and back are really fast at producing images that appear sharp on that screen. And the camera produces more natural colors with pictures and videos taken. Now, the front camera features a beauty mode, which is quite popular in the Far East. Essentially, it's used to brush up on face pictures, giving them a more photoshopped and glamorous feel. And it actually works wonders on even my face. So, what's the verdict with this, the Ascend P7? There's a lot to like about this phone. First of all, the hardware. It's really thin, it's ultra light. You can be forgiven for thinking that you forgot to put the battery inside, but the fact is that it's a 5-inch display on a phone that is super easy to use with one hand. And I think that's really down to the awesome hardware that's made that possible. Now, as well as that, it's got really impressive front-facing camera which produces really good quality selfies. So if you're a fan of selfies, then that's something to consider. As well as that, Emotion UI, the user experience with Android, is very nice. It's very different. It's not what you would expect from a lot of the other generic Android experiences. And the fact that they've paid special attention to the smaller details, things like settings, the theme options that are available, make custom UI very enjoyable to use. It does mean that you have to get used to the fact that there will be no app tray with this device, but that's something that it's quite easy to get around very quickly. Now, the final thing about the Ascend P7 really is the price and where it sits in the market. For all the specs, the features that are available, here in the UAE, you can pay just around about 1,500 dirhams, slightly less than that. And that gives you really an awesome Android device which has very flagship-like features and beautiful hardware. So that's my thoughts on the Ascend P7.